Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars Lore, and today's episode are going to be featuring the darksaber. Before it became a symbol of Mandalore, the darksaber was held in the vaults of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. More than 3,000 years before the weapon was wielded at the height of the Clone Wars, the Republic had fallen and the Jedi Temple had been sacked, along with much of Coruscant, and it was during these events that the Mandalorians took the blade. Now, where it had come from and what led to it being stored out of sight by the Jedi Order ceased to be a matter of record, only rumour. But, according to Mandalorian history, it was actually built and used by the very first Mandalorian Jedi. And then, sometime after he died, the Jedi stored it in their vaults, and then the Mandalorians took it back, and because it was used by the first Mandalorian Jedi, they proceeded to use it as a symbol for Mandalore. And that's according to Mandalorian legend. Now, although it was clear that the darksaber was a very old saber, of course, perhaps even one of the first, it was certainly believed to operate along the same principles. Whilst in combat against other newer lightsabers, especially when previously used it against Obi-Wan Kenobi, it showed no technological weakness or disadvantage, though it looked and sounded very different. Now, on activation, the darksaber hummed into life with a quiet, almost electronic sound, as opposed to the snap hiss of the Jedi weapons. Now, the black blade had white energy sparks along its surface, while the edge was outlined in a white glow. Unlike the lightsabers of both Jedi and Sith, the darksaber more closely resembled an ancient sword. There was a clear, sharp edge to the darksaber, and a flatter, wider black surface. The black surface did taper to a cutting edge at the tip, allowing a backhanded slicing blow. It was not recorded whether the darksaber could only wound along its sharper cutting edges, or whether it operated like the more modern lightsabers whose every side could cut. But in action, the weapon left a white-edged arc of energy as it swept down. It made a distinctive, almost quiet, almost metallic whoosh as it cut through the air. Now, on breaking contact with an opponent's lightsaber, the darksaber made a sound that suggested a brief energy cycle instantly recharged the weapon's cutting edge ahead of the next blow. Lastly, the darksaber had a dead man switch, so that it deactivated instantly on being dropped. After the Civil War, Mandalore saw the warrior caste defeated and banished. The darksaber passed eventually to Pre Vizsla of the Death Watch, the last remaining Mandalorian warrior clan. Now, holding the darksaber was the badge of office, which was something the former Sith apprentice Darth Maul recognized. And when he challenged and defeated Pre Vizsla, he claimed the darksaber and along with it the leadership of Death Watch. Now, Maul later wielded both his own lightsaber and the darksaber in battle against Darth Sidious on Mandalore. And when Maul was defeated and imprisoned, the darksaber was left behind. Retrieved by Death Watch soldiers, they soon returned it to Darth Maul after they enacted his rescue from captivity, and Maul continued to use it from then on. And when he vanished during the Clone Wars, after the defeat of his Shadow Collective at the hands of the Separatists, the darksaber went with him. And then it ended up in the enclave of what's her name, Mother Talzin, and it was Ezra and Kanan who managed to retrieve it in Star Wars Rebels, and then they later on gave it to blimey heck, I'm drawing blanks here. The Mandalorian girl from Rebels, my goodness, Sabine, gave it to her, and she used it to unite her clan and used the Mandalorian Civil War to throw the Empire off Mandalore during Rebels. But anyway, enough of that. That is the darksaber. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment or two, leave with your thoughts on the video if you like as well, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Catch you later.